Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm the Lonesome Dungeon Master, and this is my AD&D solo campaign in Greyhawk entitled No Regret in Ket. And we are back again for episode 22. Today we are in the Brazen Monkey Inn, our adventurers. We're taking it slow right now. We did get our our treasures sort of appraised, and we got the money for the gems and the artwork. When we found out about some of the other items relating to the dungeons below the Pewter Hills and the Shrem peoples down there, and how they had been corrupted to sort of worship Moloch, as before they were worshiping Quetzalcoatl from the Olman deity. Anyways, we're back in the inn today, and we're picking up where we left off. I don't imagine there will be a ton of work here to do. We're going to stop it probably part way through and do a part 3 after this once it gets a little bit long. But the first thing we're going to take care of is Zawar, our resident magic user. If you'll recall, last time he tried to cast Find Familiar. And he spent 100 gold pieces on all the ingredients, and he sat for 16 hours while the incense burnt, while Farouk sort of guarded him, and no familiar showed up. So he felt that it was a failure. He's feeling rather sullen and despondent as he comes back to the inn with the other people, and people are going to notice that he's not really happy. He's kind of sad. He's kind of a young guy, and he expected, to become this wonderful magic user and then turn into a wizard. And he's experienced his first bout of sort of failure using his magic, so he's not feeling very confident at the moment. And this may play into things moving forward, if he's going to give up the career adventure or not. I feel like maybe I'm being a little severe with this, but I want to see how it plays out here. So he's going to talk to 3 people when he gets back. The first person he's going to talk to is Zehab, who's the innkeeper and is his spiritual father in a way, since he doesn't have any parents. He's kind of like the orphan at the inn who worked there, and Zehab took him on as like a child. So we're going to start with an interaction with Zehab and see how because he notices, he's very perceptive. Being an innkeeper, he notices that he's not doing so well. So he's going to come over and he's going to chat with Zawar, asking him what ails him and what's wrong, and we're gonna roll Zawar's reaction to his coming up to him. So, him being a local, we're gonna add 20% to the roll, the reaction roll. We're gonna add 20% to the roll. Here's our reaction charts over here. So we're going to add 20% to the roll. And we're going to add, we'll see what we add here. So Zehab is opinionated, so he's minus 1 to 8%. So minus 8%. And he's diplomatic, so he's plus 1 to 8%, so plus 4. So we'll be a minus 4 in total. Plus 20 for being a local. So he'll be plus 16. This might not be, might turn out all that well. So plus, what did I say, plus 16. So I rolled D100. The green die is the 10s, and the white die is the 1s. Okay. Okay, this is looking good. So that's 98 plus 14 is 102, 112%. So here we go. Enthusiastically friendly, immediate acceptance. So this turns out well in his favor. So Zehab comes over to him and says, "Listen, son, I know I know you're not very happy about how these things turned out, and I know that I gave you a hard time about the fire in the stables when you were gone. But you know what? There's lots of people that have come through here that have made it as adventurers and not come back. There are many more that didn't make it and went back to their old life, or worse yet, died. So I'm concerned about your mortality out there because it's dangerous. But I don't think you should give up quite yet. You just barely tipping your toes in the waters. You've spoken to Omer, and he's agreed to be your mentor. I mean, that's a big step. He doesn't mentor a lot of people, so I would take that as a sign that you should probably keep doing this. So despite the fact that Zehab is very protective of him and he gave him a hard time for going out there and being adventurous to begin with, he does understand the wanderlust and the desire to be better and make your life better, and reach the potential that he knows that Zawar has. So he suggests that he sticks with it. So what I'm going to do here, that's going to be, Zehab is quite Zawar really believes him. He saw him as a father, so he's going to be quite he's going to put a lot of stock into what Zehab has to say. So that's going to be a bonus on his role. The next person that he's going to go talk to is Jisna, who has just come from reading tea leaves for people. And Jisna's tendencies are -1 to 8, +1 to 8. So -2 plus 6 will be a total of +4. He gets +20 for, knowing her and being friends, so it'll be +24. We'll roll the 100 percentile dice. 37, 57, 61. Not as, not as supportive as Zehab has been, but he's only just met Jisna. She is sort of the spiritual leader, but she's not that charismatic. And so, what do we say? 30, 50, 61. 61 is uncertain, but 55% prone towards positive. So, let's roll that again. 55 and under. She thinks you should stick to it. There we go, 37. It's 55 and under. She thinks he should stick to it. So I don't even think there's a need to talk to Omer at this point. Zehab and Jisna believe he should stick with it. So that bolsters his spirits. And he said, you know what, I'm gonna dig down, study harder, find out more, grow in my craft, and continue the work as the adventurer. So crisis averted from Zawar's standpoint. So he's going to be good for now. Let's hope multiple failures don't add up for him, because he is a little bit, once your confidence gets shocked like that, and you're not sure you're in the right business, or you're not, you haven't picked the right sort of profession, or the profession that you wanted to choose may not be for you. It can really, especially at such a young age. But it's all good news. He's got support from those around him, and not even like speaking to Omer. he's confident in going forwards and continuing to adventure. So that's great news for us to start off this session. Okay, what I didn't do last session, because we rolled up who was in the inn today. I only did 4 people because I think I got to like the fourth one. The fourth one, there was this mercenary keeping quiet in the corner. There was a merchant selling stuff, and I hadn't got to what the merchant was selling. And there was Claudia Camina, the alchemist, was doing her stuff. And then there's Alnara, the fighter, who's now looking for employment. Alnara, as you remember, she went with her compatriot Tiernan to Topaz Lake to fight the giant otters. And surprisingly enough, she came out victorious, but her compatriot died. She came back a little worse for the wear, but victorious, and now she's out in the inn looking for employment, which, you know, it's exciting that we may be adding another person to our party, another you know, martial person who could like suck up some hit points or suck up some hits, give out some big hits. So this is really good. But she's a 10 in her interest. We're gonna roll the interest, and we're gonna roll these people here. I may stop for a second if this goes really well, because if this goes well and she decides to join the party, we're gonna have to roll up Alnara's stats, and that will sort of take us to the end of this portion. I believe the end of this portion of the, you know, us visiting the inn of the Brazen Monkey. So Alnara, if we recall from the last time, she is precise and exacting, so this is +1 to 8, and she's friendly, so she's +1 to 8. There is a caveat with this. I'm not sure about it yet, but she is lawful evil. You know, might makes right. She's out for the money. She's out for the glory. She's not necessarily out to be a hero and do things for, you know, the downtrodden and or be like altruistic in any way. She's out for herself, and might makes right. It doesn't necessarily mean she will be a bad adventuring companion, but it may not be a long-lasting relationship if that's the case. So here we go. She's +1. She's +1 to 8, +1 to 8. So she'll be +6, 9. She's looking for employment. She's very eager about it, so we'll give her a +22 to the die roll. Okay. Oh, that's not very good. 0, 1 +28 is 29. So things might have gotten off the wrong foot with her. Maybe she's just not in a good mood. She lost a friend. She's kind of grumpy, normally friendly, but not. 29, uncertain, but 55% prone towards negative. Okay. So we're gonna have to do more rolls on this one, I believe. So 55% prone to negative, so over 55%. Not the case. 13, she's negative. We will not be adding Alnara to our group just yet. So we're stuck at 4 people. Alnara may come up later. Maybe Alnara will be hooking up with the Ogres the Brave and his mercenary friend that was around before. Maybe she'll stick around and change her mind when they come back again. So we are not adding anybody else to the adventuring party just yet. So we got this mercenary keeping quiet in the corner, and we have this money lender. These are the ones that I added, that I did name the merchant, what they're selling, and I had to do the additional two, which is the money lender is here, and there's a weapon maker here. So the money lender, we'll go with the money lender first. Name's Tensu. This is interesting. So the money lender is, oh sorry, this is the money lender. She's interested, oh, Tensu's male. He's interested in the coinage that they've brought back. You know, being a money lender is like, where did you get that from? And where it would be interested if they find more. So we'll see. So we'll see what he's like. So +9. And he's also kind of hostile. He's arrogant about his money like. So +1. So him being on official business and coming down, we're just gonna roll straight up +1 on this. We'll see how this goes. The money lender. 2. Okay, that is not good. He's immediately hostile to them. He suggests that perhaps that, you know, they are, you know, fraudulent people that are making up their own coinage that never really existed. He is skeptical of whether or not this Shvem Empire actually existed. And as of right now, Tensu might tell people not to listen to them and that they're completely full of it. So this is not a good, you know, he thinks they're frauds. Bad news. Because he's a, it's not the merchant, sorry. It's the money lender. It's down here. He's the official money lender. So he is in the employ of General Hadar. So he's going to have not nice words for them. But as of right now, Mehmet and Nushain and Omer have good things to say about these people. So I'm not so sure. We'll wait to see how many people sort of get sort of negative against them. Because right now there's +2, or we'll say 75% of the people that they've sort of talked with are in their court. So they're not in any trouble yet, but if those in the employ of General Hadar start to turn on them, they may have a harder time getting FaceTime with General Hadar. But that's it for now. The mercenary keeping quiet in the corner. This is interesting. I had rolled up. So the mercenary in the corner, I had rolled up that this mercenary is a human assassin. And I'm not sure if people remember, or I have mentioned it before, but Jisna's backstory, I don't think I officially brought it into here, but Jisna's backstory is that, other than the fact that her parents had kicked her out of the house to live in the world and explore it and become more wise, there was a rumor that another cleric of Istis felt that Jisna had eluded her fate. She should have died at some point. And so Jisna doesn't remember like her youth. So it could have been very possible that she was supposed to die. She got sick or something like that. Or she got maybe this plague that came through and she should have been one of those. Her fate was that she was to die. And this one priest of Istis believes that she escaped her fate. And now this priest of Istis is making it their job or their goal to kill her so that she doesn't cheat fate. And so this assassin might be in her employ. So we're not sure about that yet. We'll figure it out. We're gonna do their interaction. I didn't give this assassin general tendencies or personality quite yet. We'll do this right now. And then we'll give him his alignment, which is some kind of evil. And then we'll roll out to see if he is actually that one or if he's just an assassin looking for work. So general tendencies, 4, 11, 15. There we go. 15, general tendencies. Facts. General tendencies. 15, opinionated contrary. Okay. You know that's -1 to 8%. Personality, 1, introverted, 2, personality, 1, 2, egoist, arrogant, and -1 to 8% as well. I guess, I don't know, most assassins would be arrogant, I think. I feel like they... We're going on to evil. The evil alignments. 1, 2, 3. Chaotic evil. Here's the thing. We're not going to know. Jisna's not going to know that this is the one that's coming to get her. So he will be Bekloonish because, you know, Istis and whatnot. 10. Male, Eshak. Eshak. He's an assassin. He did kind of want to talk to them. All right. -6, -8, -14, and no bonuses whatsoever. 39, 29, 25. 25 is going to be under the immediately hostile. Hostile. Immediately attack. Well, he's not going to attack, but he he tells her. So he's like, there's all kinds of patrons in there. He's not going to attack her. He's arrogant and opinionated, but I don't think he's got a death wish at all. He's not crazy, but his sanity is kind of there. But so he's not going to attack her, but he's going to tell her that he knows that she has been marked for death. She cheated to Istis before, and he knows that her time is up. And he's like playing with her and tells her that her time has come, and he will be there. She won't know when he'll be there, but he'll be there. And at some point, he will end her life. He's convinced that he will end her life. And rather than cause a stir, Jisna is a prankster, and she's diplomatic. So she kind of laughs it off. She's like, yeah, whatever. But she's like, listen, you don't know me. I don't think you really want to do this. Whoever sent you, it's not true. If it was my time to go, Istis would have taken me. I am a servant of Istis, and I know Istis knows everybody's web of fate, and mine has not come quite yet. So he kind of gets up and leaves the inn, giving her sort of a stink eye as he leaves, and sort of like does like the throat slashing bit to like warn her that he's coming for her, and then he leaves. And so that sort of puts a damper on her day too. And they're like, so I don't know if we're feeling up to talking. They failed with their interactions with all the other people in here today. But there is who's left to talk to. We spoke to Claudia Camina. I don't think we're really interested in her right now. But the merchant, this is a silk trader. It's a female silk trader. Her name is Achiko Shira. And this is interesting. Her general tendencies is she's optimistic and she's friendly. So she's going to have they're going to have a better time, a better rapport with her. But here's the interesting thing. She is from Karatur, Oriental Adventure. So she's from a really far way away. She's a silk trader. She's been trading silks here and to local people in Ket and across the Flanaess in their the things that they need silk for. But she's also open to having people bring her the webbing from spiders and giant spiders, which helps in the silk making process. So she will offer it's a dangerous business, and she's got quite a bit of money being a merchant, and being very friendly, and having the merchant style. She can convince people to do this dangerous work, and so she wants. She will, and she has money because she's obviously come across the Flanaess and traded silk. So she's going to pay. Let's call it 3d6 times 10. Okay, 6, 11, 12. She will pay 120 gold pieces. And then down here, 120 gold pieces per spider. As long as they're large. If it's a giant spider, she'll pay double that, 280. So we are on the hunt for spiders, and she's gonna be here. It's been a long trek for her. She's gonna be here for another week, and then she's gonna move on to the capital of Kent, and then after that on to Chismet and Ekbir, and then probably make her way back, the long journey back to Karatur. So we have a week. To find spider stuff. Might be difficult because we're going to hang out here for a few more days before we take off. Maybe not. Maybe we'll head out tomorrow. We'll see. I think we're going to have to come back and figure out what our next venture is and where we're going to go and what we're going to do. And the other person in the inn is the weapon maker. Zambak. She's a female weapon maker. I don't know if she can help us right now because we don't need any weapons. We're not selling any weapons. We don't have any magic weapons. But it's good to know her. We'll talk to her. So, you know, put in FaceTime with her and see if that goes well. So the most interested person in this is going to be Farouk. So he's diplomatic and opinionated. So -4 +1 -3. She's a local, so +20. -17. -2. She does not like him. She thinks he's too young. And she's like, come talk to me when you're more experienced. And so she does not have time for him. So we haven't had a good, spend time away from the inn and the town. And I guess our social skills suffer. So maybe we'll get back out there. We haven't been to the dungeons of Tarush in a while, so maybe we'll get back out there too. I want to come back to Jisna real quick. So now Jisna has 1,660. She has 285 gold pieces, which isn't a ton. She has 1,663 experience points, so she has enough money to level up. She has enough experience to level up. Sorry. She needs 1,500 gold pieces to level up, so she is 1,215 gold pieces short. And she will have to train for a week. But she can't train right now because she can't afford to level up. So she needs 1,200 gold pieces to actually level up. Nobody else has hit that level yet. But if we look at the Dungeon Master's Guide and leveling up, I'm going to suggest like everybody in our group, because I'm running them, they're all excellent with few deviations from the norm. So they're all going to be ×1. When each character is given their total, give them alphabetic rating. So we're E. When a character's total experience points indicate eligibility for an advancement in level, Use the alphabetical assessment to assign equal weight to the behavior of the character during each separate adventure, regardless of how many or how few experience points were gained in each. The resulting total will be divided by the number of entries to come up with some number from 1 to 4. This number indicates the number of weeks the character must spend in study or training before he or she actually gains the benefits of the new level. Be certain that all decimals are retained, as each 0.15 equals game day. Not only must time be spent with the character, so it will require 1 week, so it'll be 1 week times 1, which is a week. And then 1,500 gold pieces is the weekly cost during the study. So it's going to be 1 week to train. It's going to cost me 1,500 gold pieces. So that's where I came up with that number, straight from the Dungeon Master's Guide. And I think, of course, we're like over 30 minutes now. We had a rough day with the interactions in the inn. We started off good. You know, Zehab and Jisna were very favorable to Zawar and his, you know, sullen mood after failing his Find Familiar spell. So he's in a good mood there. He's going to continue adventuring, but every other interaction in the inn was quite negative. Now we know that Jisna has an enemy that's trying to kill her, and that Anara does not want to hang out with these people for some reason quite yet. So we're stuck with 4 adventurers. We have somebody on Jisna's tail. Got to keep our eyes open for that. And I think it's time to get going. Jisna might talk with Funda, who's like the head of you know, the Al Akbar's religion here in Lorabas, about sort of what has happened and what she can do and things like that before we head out. But then we're going to obviously head out probably to back to the Dungeons of Tarush, because it's been a while since we've been there, and we have to figure out what the orcs have been up to since we have left, and if there's been any changes to that. We will find that out next time. So I was surprised that today's adventure in the inn was shorter than this, or the whole thing was less than an hour. So that's good. So we did this. This is going to be a day off the calendar, and then tomorrow, or the next adventure, the next session, we'll pack up and head off. We'll figure out, some guys have some money, maybe we'll get like a pack animal, because we're running kind of low on movement capabilities and lugging out heavy treasure. So we'll make that decision before we leave. But again, thanks for joining. As always, comment, keep the conversation going. Click like if you like this video, and do subscribe if you like watching these videos, because we are looking at growing the channel. And that's all I have to say for now. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.